Hey guys, Jarrett and Val, our next adventure, as you well know. Today we are taking you on a 2-hour boat ride. Now, we went to 2 hot springs here in Idaho, and we're going to take you on that trip and talk about, well, what all we did. It's a hot spring, so we're just going to tell you about them.
There's a ton of hot springs in Idaho, and we're just going to take you to 2 in eastern Idaho so you can kind of see what they're about. They're pools. So,
Hot pools.
Hot pools.
So anyway, we went to Heise Hot Spring, which is 20 minutes from Idaho Falls. Super convenient to where we're at. It's not overly big. It's just kind of tucked away near Kelly Canyon Ski Resort, and it's $10 to get in. And what do you say?
It's short and sweet and to the point. I mean, there's one little pool. Oh, and then there's a hot tub pool. So the bigger pool is 99 degrees, and the hot tub pool was like 102.
I think so.
I think it was 102. I think that's right. Anyway, definitely hotter.
It's a really neat experience. I will say Heise does have a little bit of a sulfur smell to it.
Yeah, it did a little bit. So when you get to Heise, it's really simple. The parking lot's not that big, but when you go in, you enter into this little seating area. There's some benches to sit there, and there's a fireplace. I don't know if they ever run it, but it looks like it's a nice, cozy place to sit. And there's a window, so you can kind of just watch, whoever you're with if you didn't want to get in the water. But short and sweet and to the point, you walk in. There is a little bit of a gift shop. You pay to get in, and then you go back to these little locker rooms to change. And they make it really nice. There's bathrooms, and there's a shower, and there's little lockers that are real easy to use. And then I'd bring your flip-flops because that concrete is really cold.
It is cold. And they do have that bigger pool that's next door that has not been opened both times we've been there.
Yeah, in the summer I think that's open, but they open it during the winter too. But the hot pools are great, so relaxing. We took our daughter again, like for her birthday. She took some friends, and we were going to get in too. We're like, well, it's so relaxing. You feel like $1 million when you get out. Just super relaxed. And those minerals are supposed to be really good for you, so I believe it. I don't know, if anything, just the warmth of the water is enough to relax your muscles.
I was ready for a nap after it was over. So
yeah, but we didn't get in because we did that on a Saturday, and it was pretty crowded. I mean, there's a lot of kids in there, so it was like, we'll just watch through the window. But Sunday morning is definitely time to go.
Yeah, so next door we went to Heise Pizza. And so it's a kind of a neat little pizza joint. They do pizza sandwiches. They have an old school arcade in the basement.
Oh, it's real old school too.
Yeah, it's like
pinball, Pac-Man. Yeah,
all the good stuff from the 80s and 90s. And it's like half a mile away maybe.
Yeah, it's right up the road. There's really nowhere else to eat around. So
there's
go to Heise Pizza.
Yeah, and there's a campground there that I'm sure that we'll visit at some point in time this summer. We'll bring you guys a tour of. So.
And a place called 7N Ranch where you can go tubing. Do some other things.
Horseback riding, I think.
Yeah. Zip lining. So the pizza there, it's fairly good. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, it's so good. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not New York or Chicago pizza,
but it's inexpensive, and it's right there, and the atmosphere is great. It's just like a little pizza joint, and it's got this big stove in the middle. Like it was perfect. I really felt comfortable. And then I tried their sandwich. I had a Reuben, which I was expecting a typical Reuben, but it didn't come on rye bread. It came on this like really thick focaccia type bread. So for me, it wasn't what I was expecting. I think every Reuben should be on rye bread. So, but it was good. It came with a bag of chips on top. It was perfect. Who's complaining?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, in the pizzas, it's pretty neat because on the wall or on the post in the middle of the thing, they have like these little pizza dish, and it shows you the size of the pizza.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Like pro tip for pizza places, right? Because every time you open a menu and there's like, well, there's a 12-inch, an 18-inch. Well, what size is that? Like, how many will that feed? I'm sure that servers get tired of that question. And Heise was like, bam, there it is. Stapled them to the wall. 8, 10, 12, 14. That's what it looks like.
That's pretty neat. So it's a good call. So
Sure was. Okay, so the second hot springs we went to is called Lava Hot Springs, and that's the name of the actual town.
it's right between I-15 and Soda Springs, Idaho. So it's not too far off the interstate. It's kind of between really Idaho Falls and Salt Lake City as far as location. Of course, it's closer to Idaho Falls than it is Salt Lake City, but that kind of gives you an idea where it's at.
It's like southeast of Pocatello. So that's what we did. We drove through Pocatello and we stopped there and ate at a local joint called Elmer's.
Gotta check that joint out. It's legit.
It's legit. It's like this cute little diner, and that place is hopping, and it is hopping for a reason.
The funny thing is we're sitting down at the bar and we're eating and we're talking to the lady, it's our waitress, and we're like, is it always this busy? And she's like, oh, this ain't busy.
I ordered a dish called stuffed hash browns, and it was basically with like an omelet, but the hash browns were cut really thick and long. I don't know. And then they had these really good chunks of good bacon. It seemed like good quality sausage and bacon in there, but smothered with gravy. It was really good.
And I had Farmer's crepes.
Yeah, you did. Were they good?
They were very good. It's basically like a breakfast burrito in a crepe.
And a thin pancake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it was
I meant to try a bite and I forgot.
It was really good. I mean, it's bacon, cheese, onions,
everything
eggs.
That came out of that window, we were like, oh, I should have ordered that. Oh, I should have ordered that. Oh my God, look at that. Cinnamon pancakes.
So Lava Hot Springs from Pocatello, or Pokey is what people around here call it.
They do?
They do. Yeah, I learned
I
that.
don't think I'm going to call it pokey.
We left there. It's about another 30 minutes to Lava Hot Springs. Lava Hot Springs is very different than Heise. They have what?
Several pools.
Yeah.
And they're all like different temperatures.
Right, and they tell you, it's pretty neat because they tell you the temperature like on the pool. That
Yeah.
way you know what to get into.
They ranged from like 102 to 112. And we got in the 105 or 6. And we were like, ain't no way I'm doing the 112. Like, it was burning hot. Of course, you come off that frozen concrete, and
The
you
frozen
know what it's
tundra.
like to go from cold feet to extremely hot feet. Like, it burns.
And that water does not smell like sulfur.
No, not at all.
And then the bottom was gravel.
Yeah, the big pool, it was gravel. Felt
Which-
really good on your feet walking around, and like kind of sunk like a thick sand, like Kauai sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other pool we went to, 102, which was on the furthest end, which was the most crowded pool.
I think it was a cool.
Like kids in tubes and, floaties and jumping around. Like it was just a heated swimming pool.
Yeah, I think it was like the coolest of the water.
Yeah, and it had us like a stone bottom.
Like 30 minutes and you're done. At least I am. Because when I got out of them, I think we were at like 30, 40 minutes I got, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you need to eat before you go and drink lots of water. But they have a really cool gift shop there, lots of snacks. We didn't take our kids that day, so we took full advantage of the snack bar.
We had frozen Snickers. And
Oh,
Gatorade.
yeah, it was great. It hit the
Yeah.
spot. So when you first go in and you drive through the sign that says Lava Hot Springs and like the water slides that go across it, that whole pool's open in the summer. And I think they're open in the winter too, but they weren't that day.
I'm not sure.
The outdoor heated?
I'm not sure.
We got to find out. But inside, there was plenty of kids splashing around in there.
Diving boards and carrying on. And
But the actual hot pools outside are a little bit down the way.
so, and the town of Lava Hot Springs is actually just an adorable little town. So, we're going to do some camping there. There's a KOA right there in town. And so we'll bring you a better, more complete video
Oh, yeah,
of
that KOA looks amazing.
Cool, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Hope everyone's doing well, and we'll talk to you real soon.
See you on our next adventure.
See you guys on our next adventure.